Hey everyone, it is Lightning Runner here again. This video is going to be different from my last one. This is something I really find important that's happening right now. Now, you can see I'm in a new location, and this is my apartment in Suzhou now, instead of a hotel room that I'm in. But I don't really have time to do a tour of the place right now, even though I could just do that later, or just upload it later after editing and finishing this video. It'll probably go into the next one. Anyway, I think it's important that we talk about something today, and it's when you should kill your idols. And I don't mean literally going out and killing people. Basically, you separate yourself and never associate yourself with someone or something ever again. Especially if this is someone that you love, that you idolize, someone that you look up to, something that you're inspired by. You might be asking how this applies to the furry fandom. Well, it kind of seems like there's a controversy every week if you go on social media or art websites like Furfinity and all that pretty regularly, which I do. More social media than the art websites, unfortunately. Most of it can be boiled down to he said, she said nonsense. But sometimes your favorite artist has performed some really bad business practices, like ripping people off, tracing or stealing someone else's content and selling it as their own. Quite a few things that could lead to people not liking a certain artist. I'm trying to make this broad because I had made a video about a small business within this furry community that did t-shirt designs and all that and sold t-shirts to people. I don't want to focus just on that. That would miss the point. This is about how you should feel or how you should distance yourself from when a person or group does something like that. And maybe it's just a really strongly worded opinion that you don't agree with if they gave out some racial or homophobic slurs on social media. This could also mean they could have done something extremely illegal or something that would warrant an arrest or some jail time or some investigation from the police. It can be that serious. Now, some of you are nodding your head because you've been there and you've dealt with this situation, but some of you haven't. And that's mainly what this video is about. Before you leave a comment or close this video, share it with someone that hasn't gone through this situation yet. Share it with someone that you think might need this advice. Like seriously, they probably need it more than you. Because how do they know how to deal with this? How do they know what to do when their idol, their person that they put on a pedestal, that they've been a really big fan of, does something that is basically terrible? Hopefully we can all add to this discussion with our own experiences, but let me start off with some of my advice. First of all, don't panic. The worst thing you can do is panic. That panic that you have, that initial reaction, some people like to call that fight or flight. It's basically when your body reacts to something that it thinks is extremely dangerous to your physical being, like if you're being attacked by a ferocious animal, or if you're about to have a building fall on top of you. And this carries over from when we were more primitive, when we were cavemen and Neanderthals, and this is a behavior that is carried on from our lizard brains and all that. Basically, your body is telling you that something extremely terrible is going on and you have to act quickly. But don't. Do not do that. There is no real way to stop this. You just need to recognize when it happens and sort of calm yourself down and know how to deal with it. But next you need to identify what's going on and do some investigation of your own. I'm not saying go full internet vigilante about it, just do a little bit of research before jumping to conclusions. If you come across any content that frightens you or triggers any of your anxieties though, step back. Do not focus too hard on it. You're only going to make yourself feel worse. Now think about some of these questions. Are there any credible sources or evidence for what happened? Have there been any fandom-related websites like Flera or Dogpatch Press that have covered the topic? Has there been any research done from YouTubers that you follow? Or any sort of social media people that generally have a good idea of what's going on in the world? There could also be an ongoing police investigation depending on how dire the situation is. Just take it all in. Take it all in. But with a grain of salt. Don't take everything you see on the internet at face value. Some people like to lie, some people have biases, some people want to see others go down, regardless of whether some of these claims are true or not. Generally speaking, people are good, but there are times where people like to take advantage of a situation. You need to know how to handle this, and you need to know how to have a good fake news detector, basically. Also, something I want you guys to realize is that a professionally led investigation takes time. I know that you've been spoiled by social media and that everything comes instantly to you nowadays, with social media being lightning fast, with all these fast internet speeds of like 10 to 100 megabytes per second. Just think about that for a second. Like, how fast can you, with your human brain, calculate 100 megabytes worth of information, of ones and zeros and all of that? You need to realize, if it's worth doing, it's worth doing right. And that takes time. It might be a little bit slow for you. Maybe some of this evidence has gone deleted, but there are always ways to back them up. There have been people that know how to back this information up. Now, once you've done all this, take a break. Give yourself some time to step back from the situation. Take a breather, watch some YouTube videos, TV, play a video game. Do something else other than worry about what's going on. You need to be rational about this. Don't panic. I have to repeat myself with this because people like to panic, but you shouldn't panic because this isn't really something you should be panicking about, at least not to an extreme degree. At this time, you may have come to your own conclusions or hypothesis, but you still need to step back to ease your mind from the matter. Things might become more clear once you take an hour or two just to do something else. Maybe talk to someone too. Maybe they have a different opinion that you haven't thought about. Maybe something that you could learn from. And unless you were personally wronged by this person, something that affects you personally or immediately, or someone that you immediately know, don't try to take things into your own hands. Leave that to someone that knows what they're doing, basically, like proper authorities or the person that was personally wronged by this situation. You can have your opinion out there, but do not take it personally. Everyone has their own opinion. Everyone is unique. They all have different life experiences. They may see some things differently that you haven't thought about. Now, once you've sort of refreshed yourself, once you've stepped back and seen the bigger picture of the situation, no matter how much time has passed, you need to make a decision. You need to do something. Maybe you don't have a lot of power in this situation, but you still need to do something. You need to stop supporting someone. You need to stop supporting a group. You need to stop buying something. You need to stop looking at someone's videos. Whatever it may be, you either need to do or do not support. Do not overthink it. Are the claims as serious as you thought they were initially? Have there been any new evidence? Has there been a definitive conclusion by now by proper authorities or people who have done their own proper investigations and know what they're doing? Now, I've gotten into some really serious territory here. Maybe you've just found someone that says some really dumb stuff online, something that a lot of people have disagreed with and have lost some followers on. And you need to decide whether you need to follow suit or keep following them. That's fine. But sometimes things do get serious. That's how life is. Sometimes it is more than just letting out a racial or homophobic slur on Twitter and then immediately deleting it. Or sometimes it's worse than having a feud, really explosive one, with another person online where they looked like the bad guy. Or maybe it's just something more serious than that. Maybe it is actually something very illegal that requires jail time or rehabilitation, like an actual rehabilitation center for drug abuse or alcoholism or domestic abuse. I don't know. I'm trying to make this video as broad as I can just because anything can happen. If you spent enough time thinking about this and you decided not to support this person or group anymore, it's perfectly okay to feel bad about it because this is something that's kind of torn you. It sort of hurt your feelings a little bit. Everyone's feelings get hurt sometimes. It's okay to feel bad. You've had your innocence ripped apart. It's unfair like that. Just remember, all right? Just remember, it's okay to drop something that you've lost interest in. It's okay to drop toxic people and toxic behavior, even if it's for your own sake. Hopefully by now you have a much clearer idea on what to do in these situations. Maybe it's time to let something go, or let someone go. There's plenty of fish in the sea, and there is plenty of media, artwork, music, anything out there to enjoy outside of whatever you've just dropped. There is so much more in the world than you really know. That sounds pretty preachy, but I'm in China. I've seen a lot more things than whatever YouTube or news media has covered. Some of it I'm okay with, some of it I'm not. But that's not really for me to have any power or say in, because I'm just a foreigner here. But let's get back on topic. Now, there could be the case where you have stuck with it and kept supporting something or someone that's gotten a bad rap or a foul stench, or maybe the credible evidence that was there before, that's all been said and done, has been, it's been discredited, falsified. Everything's cleared and they're actually innocent. That's perfectly fine too. And even if they're not innocent and trying to be better, and they still have some stuff to work on and you keep supporting them, that's fine too. I mean, this is up to you, all right? What you need to realize though is that other people have their own opinion on the matter that differ from yours, and that we're all unique and have widely different life experiences than one another. This can and will impact people's judgment. I would avoid getting into people's faces about it, because this isn't a fight, this is just your opinion, And this is whether you do or don't support something or someone anymore due to a controversial circumstance. Be nice to each other, don't feed the trolls, don't harass, don't bully, don't initially try to put people down if you don't have to. So, what have we learned today? People aren't perfect, people make mistakes. Sometimes those mistakes are a lot more grave than you realize. And just because someone is popular or full of personality, or they have a lot of followers, I mean, that's basically almost the definition of popular, but you know what I'm saying. That doesn't automatically make them a good person. Behind that cute costume, or behind that sweet personality that they purposely try to put out there, might be something more sinister or more than you think. That's not always a bad thing, but sometimes it is, and you need to decide whether you need to drop it or stick with it. And that might be a tough decision, but again, don't panic, take some time to think about it. There might even be a good side to this. Again, they could end up trying to be a better person after this. They could try to clear their wrongdoings. Not only would that decision be good for them, it's better for all of us. Me, you, their fans, the community as a whole. It's a good thing ultimately to own up to any mistakes that you have that have greatly affected some people or something, and try to be a better person from it. So that's about it, really. Go ahead and let me know what you think in the comments section. I try to make this as broad as I can, because I don't want to date this video or tie it to any sort of recent drama. That would, again, defeat the purpose. I'm not here to point fingers. I'm not here to pass judgment or tell you what to think. I'm just telling you that you have to think. You have to think about this, come to your own conclusions, and do what you think is right. This is about you. Because I think you're a good person. I really do. I think you're smart. I think you're clever. I think you're good. And I think you know what to do. And with all that said, thanks for watching this video. I have been Lightning Runner. Thanks for watching. Be good to one another, and I'll see you in the next one.
And since you're still here, go ahead and check out my Patreon page. Patreon lets you pay creators like me directly through a monthly paid subscription, and if you're generous enough, you can even have your name in the credits before each review, or help me co-produce a review. I also have a special Discord server for my patrons, but you can also send me single donations through Ko-fi, that's Ko-Fi. And as always, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.